everybody. Thanks so much for your interest in this exclusive content for listeners of Daring to Be Human. I am going to walk through a tapping round with Danielle and see what we can shift in her energy and mine, and hopefully yours as well. So it's going to be really simple. You don't need to know or understand EFT to participate. You're just going to follow the leader along with us. And we're going to get into, I believe, what I think I'd like to do based on everything that we've talked about so far. And because EFT favors specificity, so like we can't solve a whole realm of things in one round, is to maybe dial in on trying to see, I'm looking at all these notes that I made during our show, but it seems like there's a lot of things that come up as we're getting older, things that we want to work on. And there can be a lot of overwhelm and anxiety about how to go about getting into those things and working on them.
Mhm.
So I think I'd like to do a round focused around, being able to take one step at a time and kind of slow down in order to get the traction that we need to get to the end point that we want to go to. How does that sound?
It feels good.
Okay, let's do that. So, when you think about personally, Danielle, when you think about the work that you have ahead of you or the things that you want to accomplish or do, and maybe the challenges from your past that make them more difficult, when you think about that on a scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is like it totally stresses you out and 0 is like, what are you talking about? I'm good. Then, where do you fall on that scale? We always like to put a marker in before we start a round of EFT.
Um, well,
And there's no right or wrong answer.
yeah, I'm as far as like what's coming for the future, that part I actually am not stressed about at all. It's more about my mind getting there more than the physicality, if that does that make sense? Did I even answer that or did I conflict it?
Cool. So then
Okay.
that's what I want.
Okay.
Nope, not at all. But that's what I want you to focus on while we're doing this round. And I say the same thing to anybody that's listening. If you're like, well, what she said she's going to talk about tapping on doesn't quite apply to me, but I have this other thing that's kind of like that, bring that to the top of your mind while we're tapping. And also, feel free, if you're listening, to change the words so that they're more specific to your issues or the outcome that you desire. Because again, the specificness is what's going to help your mind and body to all kind of come together and to remove those energetic blockages, but it's fine. And then some people also don't like to name a number. It feels really hard to them to be like, oh, I don't know, maybe it's a 6, but maybe it's a 9. And they get all hung up on that. Don't get hung up on the number. If it's easier, you can just put a marker in and just say 5. And then you'll know whether you went up or down afterwards.
Well,
You
if
can,
we're talking
you can judge it better
specifically for
afterwards.
mindset for what I'm
Yeah.
trying to like break, whether it's one thing or not, is the one energy of like the like it's like anger. It's like a anger thing that in me it's a 10. It's like an 11. It is so intense. Like it's and then it leaks into so many areas of my life, especially with my kids or my husband. Like that's the thing more than anything. As far as how life's turning out, oh, I'm excited. I'm like relaxed and as calm as can be, but it's more of the person of trying to become calm on that route. That's where it's like a 10.
Okay.
A big
Making
10,
that
yeah.
shift. Okay. So you're really wanting to show up in a way that's not as angry or
Yeah,
um,
because I know I'm
as
not.
full of whatever that.
It's like a defensiveness, like, I wanna get rid of that. Like you said, it's like I'm trying to protect myself from something, and I'm always on guard. I don't wanna do that my whole life anymore.
Okay, cool. I have some fun ideas. This is all going to be just off the cuff. So
Cool.
we'll see where it goes. But
That's
we're
what
going
I
to get
like.
started. And I just want everybody else, make sure you write your number down because you will have an energetic shift of some sort. And a lot of times people shift so much that they discount where they began. So, um, so you're starting at like a 10 with this. All right.
Yeah.
Even though I have a lot of healing to do,
Even though I have a lot of
you're
healing to
just going to
do,
repeat after me. I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Even though sometimes it feels like it's a really long road ahead,
Even though it sometimes feels like a really long road ahead,
or like I don't know where to start,
or like I don't know where to start,
I honor that feeling and accept myself anyway.
I honor that feeling and accept myself anyway.
even though I know that my past is affecting my current reality.
Even though I know my past is affecting my current reality,
I'm not sure what I need to do to let it go.
I'm not sure what I need to do to let it go.
And I love, accept, and forgive myself.
And I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Now we're going to go through those 8 points that I talked about in the show a few times. So much healing work to be done.
So much healing work to be done.
And so many issues from my past that are leaking into my present moments.
And so many issues from my past leaking into my present moment.
And I don't know what I need to do to change this.
And I don't know what I need to do to change this.
It can make me feel really angry and really anxious.
It can make me feel really angry and really anxious.
Sometimes I even get defensive.
Sometimes I even get defensive.
And I know that I'm just trying to protect myself.
And I know that I'm just trying to protect myself.
And I'm grateful for all the ways that I have been able to protect myself.
And I'm grateful for all the ways that I have been able to protect myself.
But I'm ready to allow my guard down a little bit to explore this further.
But I'm ready to let my guard down a little bit to explore this further.
All of this anxiety about the things I want to be different.
All the fears about the anxiety of the things that I want to be different.
And if you're finding yourself getting emotional at all, take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one step at a time just doesn't feel fast enough.
And one step at a time doesn't feel fast enough.
I sometimes feel like I'm getting run over by my past.
And I sometimes feel like I'm getting run over by my past.
And all those feelings of anger and unworthiness rise up.
And all those feelings of anger and unworthiness rise up.
And remind me just how much reparenting and healing I still have to do.
Remind me just how much reparenting and healing I still have to do.
And I just want to be calm.
And I just want to be calm.
And to be able to show up fully in my present moments.
And to be able to fully show up in my present moment.
Without feeling the dark shadow of my past looming over me.
Without the feeling of my dark shadow of my past hovering over me.
Open to the possibility that things can be different.
Opening to the possibility that things can be different.
And that one day at a time means that every day I'm getting closer.
And meaning one day at a time means every day I'm getting closer.
Which really beats staying where I am.
Which really beats staying where I am.
And I'm open to the possibility that just because it took a while to get to this place,
And I'm open to the possibility that just because it took a while to get to this place,
There's nothing that says it has to take equally as long to get out of it.
that there's nothing saying that it has to take equally as long to get out of it.
Healing can happen in an instant.
Healing can happen in an instant.
And even though that feels like a stretch right now,
And even though that feels like a stretch right now,
I'm open to the possibility that I can heal pretty quickly.
I'm open to the possibility that I can heal really quickly.
Now we're going to do some points on our hands, side of our thumb. And that I can become all I want to be during this human experience.
And that I can become all that I want to be during this human experience.
Side of the forefinger. With love,
With love,
tolerance,
with tolerance,
and compassion,
and compassion,
I now forgive.
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 Back of the hand between your pinky and your ring finger. And I call my power back into my body.
And I call my power back into my body.
I am whole, complete, and powerful.
I am whole, complete, and powerful.
All right. Everybody take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. It is not unusual to cry, to yawn, to want to stretch or move at this time because you've just moved a lot of energy. Tell me real quick what came up for you while we were doing that, if you don't mind.
Um, 2 points for sure, especially towards the end. I think it was literally having the association because I've spent majority of my existence in the human experience dealing with this that, well, it's gonna take so long to get rid of it, won't it? And it still makes me want to cry now, like, I don't think it is. And I've
Let
been
it
having
move.
that
Let it move.
identity
It's
for
all
a
right.
really long time, and I think I'm scared because who am I without that, like, that's what's been Danielle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's kinda grieving that part of myself too, of she's been a large
Yeah.
portion of my life, and, I don't know, it's like, who am I without her? But I feel like, in a way today, it's like I have how when somebody knows that they're about to move or they're about to leave, so it's not today, but they tell you the news? That's kinda what I feel like today is. So it's not it's still something present, like, she's still here, but I know she's leaving, and she's just waiting for that day
Right.
to, like, let me know that today's the day, and then she's gonna tell me bye, but I don't know when that is yet. But it feels like
That's
it
really
was
cool.
real tight, and it's been real the best way not literally, I'm not a violent person, but it have been having, like, I just wanna punch a wall, like, I'm just like, deep down inside, I'm like, I'm angry about being
Yeah.
angry, I'm angry about being frustrated, I'm angry that I'm irritable, I'm angry, and, like, I feel like the anger is gone to where I have, for the anger, understanding, and there's just this gentle gracefulness inside of it right now of it's not always the surface is never what it seems like. Anger is never what's actually happening, like, that's just
Yeah.
the outcome or whatever you wanna call it, the
I
back
always,
end.
when I do it, like if I when I do a round like this, I end up feeling like I have risen out of my body and then I'm looking down, like maybe like you're looking down on that angry you that wants to, and like you can just like surround her with so much love and compassion and kind of give her that like light, airy side of your heart chakra, that reparenting, that encouraging coach within you that can be like, Danielle, it's okay. It's all right that you feel this way. It's okay
Yeah,
to release this. It's okay to be free. It's okay to be safe. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to let your guard down
yeah,
and just surround yourself in that. And for anybody that did this along with us, if you are noting what came up for you, those are all the next thing that you can tap on. You could do another round and tap on, who am I without this version of me? And it could go from almost an angry, like, well, who am I without this version of me, to like a wow, who, oops, sorry.
That's okay.
That's the have to go to preschool alarm. That's okay. To like, wow, who am I without that version of me? And you can
Mhm.
really take it from one side to the other. So I encourage you all to notice what came up and then perhaps try a round of your own there. And if you feel compelled, definitely send me an email and tell me how the experience went. Tell me what came up for you. I love hearing about this. I thrive on people's transformations and knowing that something that I was able to put out there maybe helped somebody to get through something. So hopefully that is a helpful demonstration of what EFT tapping can be like when, assisted and when you focus in on something. And where is your level now?
Oh, I'm definitely like a 5. Like, I got to a
Awesome. So we
4,
like
but then I
cut it in
kind of
half.
ridged back up a little bit, I think just out of, whatever. But yeah, it's
That's good.
peaceful.
You have
I feel peaceful right now, though. Like, I can handle this.
those neural pathways and that desire to protect yourself is ingrained for
Yeah,
36-ish years.
yeah,
So that's a pathway that has to be rerouted, but EFT can do that for you too. So
yeah.
it doesn't have to be hard. You can lean on that, you can collaborate with that and whatever other modalities you like, and I have no doubt that you will be not feeling so angry before long.
Awesome.
So,
Well, thank you.
thank
I
you
really
everybody for tapping
appreciate this.
along with us and for requesting this special content, and,
Yeah.
thanks again for having me on the show today, Danielle.
Bye. Thank you for being here.